And the loss, Sandro, it's on us. The lucky few we backed.
Hey, Stanley, how are you? How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Hold on, I'm trying to get something up here. And of course, since I'm talking, the birds are going to start. Isn't that what they always do? How are you today? How's your day going so far? You think I would have this part of this done before I get on here? That would be the smart thing to do. But I'm behind the curveball. Imagine that. I don't know why it doesn't show up here. Oh well, I don't need it. Anyway. So I'm going to leave my snowy scene up. Good morning, Betty. How are you feeling today, dear? I'm eating my lunch. Just a cup of noodles, no big deal. Because about 10 minutes before we started, I realized, hey, wait a minute, I haven't eaten yet. I'm starving. And this came with the church box I get. And I'm like, okay, that's quick and easy. Okay. I should be live tonight, so hopefully we'll see you then. I'm doing okay. I had court this morning, jury duty. And I made it through the first round, the dismiss for cause. And then I was the first one kicked during voir dire. It was like, son of a bitch. But I should have known they were going to kick me because it was a drug case. Trafficking and distributing on meth. You know, and in the beginning, when they go through asking all of your all these questions, when they ask everybody that's in there, you know, they ask, you know, if anybody has any family who's been arrested, you know, yep, I got to raise my hand, because if I didn't and I got selected and they found out later, you know, that would be a appealable offense, or not offense, but that would be an appealable issue. You know, because I have family members that, you know, it is what it is. Not me, but family members. You know, so when it came down to it, you know, yeah, they asked me, would you have any problems, you know, being fair on judgment? I'm like, not a bit. And I guess the prosecutor did not like that answer. So, okay. Whatever. I was looking forward to it. I've never served on jury duty, and, you know, I really, really wanted to. So I admit I'm a little disappointed. Bummer. And they expected it to only be a 1-day case, possibly going into 2 if deliberations went a little bit longer. You know, and I'm like, well, okay, that's not a problem for me. But Oh well. The stars didn't align, and I was only on the petite jury for January and February. They said that in my original letter, they said I would get called up to 2 times. This is the second time I was called. The first time they settled before we got into court. And then this time. So I don't expect to get called again for years. I've only been called to jury a couple times because I've probably been called more, but with the amount of times that I've moved, they asked if I had any medical conditions that would preclude me on the paperwork. And I said none that would preclude me from going in. And I figured that depending on what type of case it is, because my PTSD is situational. Well, most people's is, right? But if I went in for a case that would trigger my PTSD, that's something that I would have to bring to the attention of the courts. And that's when I would let them know. So, the drug offense was not going to be a triggering thing to me. So, yeah. So, anyway, that was a bummer. My voice is not crackling today, but I could feel it still back there a little bit. Here's the funny thing. For my voice, everything else with me is normal for me. So I consulted with my doctor about what could be wrong, Dr. Google. And long story short, Dr. Google told me to shut up. My vocal cords are strained from talking too much. Really? Really? Go ahead. That's going to get clipped. Ah. So, but yeah, I've been talking nonstop almost for a month. Oh, that would have been a tough one because I had a rough. Yeah, I dug that background up when we had the snowstorms. Really bad. Nutter butter. Nutter butter. Don't put your butt in my face. And I don't want no tail in my food either. I was in a foster care for my senior year of high school. But it was with my best friend's family. Do you mind? Go. So when is your next treatment going to be? And how frequently are you going to have treatments? Really? No. Let me eat. Every Friday? Okay. How'd you feel afterwards? Fatigue, nausea, the gamut? Oh, oh, ice pack on the neck. That help at all? I found out why I'm having such a problem with fruit flies more than usual. At one of my Amish shops, I picked up a bunch of spices, and I had it in one of their bags, one of their store bags. I didn't realize that I had bought some uh, honey nut squash, and I didn't realize that they had put a couple of the honey nut squash in the bottom of the bag underneath all the spice containers, because they split them up in the bags, and the other ones were on top on the other bag, and I wasn't paying attention to the number of honey nut because I just bought a bunch of them, and the bag of just spices, because I had put the other spices on top of them, on top of the other spices, and condensed it into one bag in my kitchen. And it was just sitting there in the corner on the floor until I got around to it, my round to it. And I was tending to that yesterday. And yeah, now I know why I've had such an issue with fruit flies. I was not a happy camper. Good, glad that's helping. So I figure it's going to be a couple days and stuff before all of them filter out, because I'm sure when you have extra in the house, they find other stuff to bed in, extra fruit flies. I usually always have a couple because I'm always feeding fresh fruits and veggies. We all have our own little hot messes, but it looks like you have a little extra dose of it. I don't know anything about protein deposits, so just offer you up my thoughts and prayers. But I'm going to write a note on that. Protein livers, protein deposits. And see if I come across anything in my uh, cooking blogs and stuff for dietary stuff that might apply, because I'm always looking into stuff like that for different food for healing stuff. I'm real big on natural nutrition. So, and don't mistake that to Chris. What were you in the hospital for? Huh. Well, I'm glad your spirits were well, and you were taken care of while you were in the hospital. I mean, just a second here. Sorry, I was spraying something because the fruit flies are about to be the death of me. Give me just a minute. I got to check on a delivery due today. Nope, not yet. We're starting a new project here real soon. I put it up in my community post. We'll be talking about it, probably mention it tonight. Oh, that's real good, Betty. That's real good. So if you have protein deposits, does that mean well, what's that mean for protein intake and stuff? It'll be quicker if you type it than me try to research it right now. So please excuse my ignorance on that. Oh, I'm sorry, Betty. I'm sorry if I worried you. No, my cords were just strained. I've spent more time talking in the past month than I have in a long time. I don't do a lot of talking. So and with all the talking I've been doing with all the lives and panels and stuff, it just strained my vocal cords. I mean, you heard I was starting to crackle, a while back. And it just was not letting up. You know, so I had to give the cords a break. You know, and I think the tea and lemon and stuff would have worked if it was more of an illness based thing. But the cords are just strained. So what is AI amyloids? Okay. AL. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. Would you stop attacking my feet? So, so what's on the agenda for today, Betty? How'd my mic get muted? My mic just muted and I didn't touch it. That's bizarre. I don't know. I don't know at what point it muted, but okay. Um, well, now I feel bad because I'm not planning on staying on for a whole lot longer, Betty, because I don't want to push my luck here because I will be on later tonight. I planned on being on here today, an hour at the most. And again, I don't want to push this, but I will be back on later tonight, okay? Oh, I'll bet that's wonderful. It's always wonderful when the grands come. Mine are supposed to come out in April. That's when I have the baby bazaar again. You know, they missed it. They missed the last one. But she swore up and down she's going to be here in April. This way I don't end up paying for everything again. But swore she'll be here in April, so but yeah. Um she'll come out, have the boys. Oh, no doubt. I know, you know, when my PTSD has me feeling my lowest, whenever she comes out and would bring the grandbaby out, it's the best dose of medicine money can buy, you know. I have two grandbabies by blood, but my grandson's mom has since had another child, so it's my grandson's brother, so it's also my grandbaby now. And Judah just turned 2 in December, and she a while back had her. I just found out about him in November. I found out that she let her boyfriend move in with her. Long story, and her boyfriend has a 1-year-old, and she brought him when we went to the trampoline park. She brought him along, and you know I'm automatically the Mimi, and he's living with my grands, so I got another grandbaby by proxy. You know what am I going to do? Oh no, get away! I'm not your Mimi. Yeah, right. So he lives with the grands, so I'm also a Mimi by proxy. Bye, Chris. But the name Mimi? Mimi was my grandmother's name. And I was the oldest of 19 grandchildren. So I became the Mimi. And I was also the first one to have kids and make her a grandmother and a great grandmother. So, you know, it was natural that I took on Mimi. I like Lovey. My granddaughter's name? I didn't give up a granddaughter's name. I might have said baby mama's name. Oh, that's my grandson's name. Sorry, yeah, okay, I did. That's my grandson's brother's name, so hence my other no, that's my other grandson's name. The youngest grandson's name. I've said their names on here periodically. So it's not like a last name is known. Yeah. He's a cool kid, but man, he's got a huge head. I hope it's more brains than his mother has that's in there. What's that, Chris? Yeah, my son, who is my grandson's father, is a jerk. And I haven't seen my granddaughter yet. That is a nice name. Hello, Miss Shannon Moore. How are you? Thank you. Have a good day, Shannon. Oh man, I'm waiting on a damn order. I finally ordered a chair blanket. It is a blanket. It straps onto the back of your chair, so this way it doesn't slide up and down. Because who wants to have a blanket that keeps sliding up and down and off your chair? But you strap it on the back of your chair, and then it'll go over your shoulders, and you can throw it over your lap. And I think it's called a chair snuggly, something like that. No, it's not. No, I didn't want another electric blanket. That's what I have. I have an electric blanket here, and this is just a lap size. I didn't want to buy a twin size or anything big because that takes up more electricity. I just wanted, I don't want to get too comfortable when I'm sitting in the chair, or else I'll fall asleep. Sorry to hear that. You know, but when I'm on the chair, you know, I want something, you know, to put over the shoulders sometimes. God forbid if, you know, I get made fun of for wearing a sweater. But with it strapped to the chair and stuff, you know, you just flip the shoulder flaps over the back, you know, but it's out of the way and you get up, you don't have to carry it with you. You don't have to constantly keep folding it and stuff. It stays right there. Oh yeah. You know what? I thought about getting one of those to keep in like an emergency box in the back. You know, and you know, when I thought about doing that, you would still plug it into the cigarette lighter, but nowadays you can just you know, look at me. But nowadays you can just plug, you know, most of the newer vehicles just have regular outlets in it. So, yeah, because, you know, people up north, they have their year-round emergency kits, and then you add on your winter emergency kits in the wintertime. So, yeah, I can't wait till that damn package gets here. Come on, Amazon. I didn't even feel you jump back up here. How long you been sitting there? Nutter. Hey, how long you been sitting there? How long you been sitting there? Uh-oh. The Cocoa Monster. Uh-oh. The other end is coming. Coco, Nutter. Babies are supposed to be spoiled. Nobody wants to see your asshole. Turn around. Turn around. Hey. Hey. Come here. Hey. Hey. Betty, thank you so much for being here. You get a nap. Hopefully we'll see you tonight. Okay, on that note, hey, we're going to go ahead and check out. Now that the cat's brought his asshole to the camera. Ow, that was my back, you jerk. And I will most likely be on later tonight. So see ya.